Good morning, everybody. I'm sending you this YouTube video of a couple of sources that I came across yesterday while trying to do research for you on your papers. So there are two newspaper articles from which I quote and one source from Maimonides that I have already shared with you. First, perhaps we will do the source from Maimonides, and that is Rambam, The Laws of Theft, 5:1. It is forbidden to buy a stolen article from a thief. This is a severe sin, for it reinforces the transgressor and motivates him to steal in the future. For if he did not find a person who would purchase a stolen article from him, he would not steal. With reference to this, it is said a person who shares profits with a thief hates his own soul. So this was a relevant quote, even though it's not part of your sources. This is a relevant quote in terms of the question of consumer responsibility. And I think that this is the one that we were discussing the other day in class. So the position becomes as follows, that we believe, I think in both of your teams, we believe that there's no Tsar Baalei Chaim. However, to be fair and to respond to the question, we are able to cite Maimonides that supports the position that there is a consumer responsibility as well. So that's one of the three sources that I want to talk to you about. The second, if you could follow, Rabbi Dr. Ronen Lubitz, and this was published in Israel in the 14th of February 2015. So he's responding to an article by a man called Asa Kesar, who published a very provocative article that says Shomer Kashrut she'ochel basar en davar kazeh. If somebody claims to eat kosher and he eats meat, that's a contradiction. There's no such thing. So this Dr. Ronen Lubitz is responding to him. And he writes as follows. One cannot define eating any kind of food from living food, that is meat, as forbidden. Even though the halacha states that Tsar Baalei Chaim is from the Torah, it's not a rabbinic prohibition, it's a Torah prohibition. However, the Torah clearly states, or the halacha clearly states, that causing Tsar Baalei Chaim, when it is for human benefit, is permitted. Okay, and this is the source in the Ramah, Rav Moshe Isserlis, that even though if there's a real suffering for tearing out feathers from a goose in order to use a stronger feather for scribes, let's say, as we learned in Trumat HaDeshen, that is permitted. In other words, everything is permitted for the benefit of man. However, and here is the point that I think is different. However, in this particular topic, there has to be a proportionality between the human need and the suffering that is caused. So it is perfectly permitted to cause suffering so long as there is benefit for man. And this is as late as 2015. And then it refers to the article by Rav Moshe Feinstein, and he too says that extreme cases of cruelty are to be discouraged. However, he says very clearly, Ein Isur Bazeh, there's no prohibition. So, according to halacha, there is no prohibition, and this is reinforced by this doctor whom I cited at the beginning, and he is a rabbi in Gush Etzion, so that's a significant religious community. Then there is a response from a Rabbi Yaakov Ariel, the rabbi of Ramat Gan, and that's in an article by Koshitsky, also in 2015. And he also cites the Trumat Hadeshen, one of the most important rabbinic authorities in the 15th century. He was asked also about tearing feathers from a bird while it is still alive in order to get better plumes, better, I forget the name for it, kulmus, an instrument to write, feather to write with. And he says, "Upasak ki hadavar mutar, lo nivreu kol habriot, rak l'shamesh et ha'adam." Animals were only created to serve man. So there are ample sources and new sources, and he says that it's not designed. I'm sorry. The Tsar Baalei Chaim, by slaughtering or by raising animals this way, was not designed for cruelty for animals and was not designed for profit, but there are a lot more people in the world. Originally, people were allowed to eat and they consumed their own meat. But now there are lots of people in the world, and therefore the food industry had to find a way to produce more food for human need. I emphasize for human need because it is believed that there is a need, and eating meat is still superior to eating other products. This is according to the first rabbi, Dr. Ronen Lubitz. I don't know if this is of any help to you. Good luck. Have a wonderful session. I'm sorry that I cannot come today.